Hello guys, I hope you're doing very well. This is Ali Reza and we're going to work on this robotic arm which is designed, of course, 3D designed by Kelton, and we're going to build everything from scratch. And if you have any questions, you can write down in comments. This robot has two parts. The first one is the main robot, and the second one, which is the smaller part, is the controller. So you can control your robotic arm with this smaller piece. So stay with us. At this point, I'm going to connect some extension cables to these servo motors. This one, the micro servo motor, should be around 45 centimeters. It's already 25, I think. So I should add more 20 centimeters. And then for this one, for either one of them, it should be like 48 centimeters. So I will add 18 centimeters. And for the second one, I will add only 10 centimeter cable. So it would be around 40 centimeters because these cables are already 30 centimeters. So let's cut these connectors, no matter where you cut it. For example, from this part. So of course you should remember that this one belongs to this servo motor and the other one belongs to this one and the last one, because you should know the length of each one finally. So I will add different colors, for example, red, yellow, and maybe green. Then I will extend those cables. Pay attention to this part. At first you need to put some shrink wrap over these cables and then try to solder them, because otherwise you will have no chance to insert them after soldering. Of course, not for the first part, but for the second part it is very important. Now, in order to shrink those shrink wraps, you have different ways. You can use your soldering iron easily, like this. Or simply, you could use lighters. And you can see that at this point, these extensions are fixed. Now we have extended the cables of these servo motors, and don't worry if the color of the extensions don't fit these colors of the normal servo motor cables. But what is important is that at this point, the connectors and this point, servo motor, the same colors are connected to each other. For example, here, yellow wire is connected to exactly here, yellow color, and the same applies also for these two servo motors. For example, yellow is here, and again it's connected to the yellow cable here, and also for these two other colors. Remember that this micro servo motor is for the gripper, and the standard servo motor with the longest extension, which was around 18 centimeter extension, this is for the wrist of the robot, and the last servo motor, the standard servo motor with only around 10 centimeter extension, this belongs to the elbow of the robot. At this point, I'm going to connect the fingers to the this part, which I'm gonna call it like the hand of the robot, and this is the micro servo motor. First of all, I'm gonna tell you that these two parts, these two fingers, must move very smoothly here, like this. And if they don't move smoothly, you can use a sandpaper to sand these parts, or even use these diamond needles to just make it a little bit smoother, because otherwise the servo motor cannot move these two fingers. Okay, and these are a couple of foam, so I can glue them here right on each finger so they can grip object easily. Now I will insert the servo motor into this part, the micro servo motor, and now I should insert the cables, the wires, like this, and take it out from this part. And then we should use these two longer screws in the servo pack to screw it down, these two areas, these two parts, so the servo will stick into this hand part. Now we have printed a cover for this servo part, and we have to screw it down using two screws, or even we can glue it down, just glue it here. At this point, I will put it like this. This is also included in the servo pack. And you can screw it down using the last screw inside the servo pack. The last step is to insert these two fingers right here and the other one exactly here. So when the servo motor moves, these two fingers will move also in these directions. Then I will also put some, maybe one or even two rubber bands here, so the fingers will move like this. At this point, I'm going to use these 4 screws to connect this circular servo head to this part of the arm. I'm gonna connect it right across from each other. And remember that this point should be pointing out because the servo motor is gonna connect to this part instead to this hello part. Here I've screwed in all those 4 screws. So the next step is to put the 20 kilogram servo motor right here. Here's the package of the servo motor, 20 kilogram servo motor, and as you can see here we have some different type of those arms or heads, but some of them are not gonna be used for this project. At this point, I will use these 4 longer screws inside the servo motors package to connect these points to these points on the arm. We have 4. Then I'll connect the servo motor to this arm. As you can see here, I have screwed in all of those 4 longer screws of this arm. And this part is done. This is one of the 40 tooth gears. And I'm gonna make a 4mm hole inside it and then glue it to this part of the hand, because I'm gonna screw it down with another 4mm screw right from here. This is one of the 4x6mm screws and its washer. Then I'm going to screw it down right here. There's also another hole right here, so I screw another M4x6 screw down here. But there's no need to have a washer here, so there's just one M4 screw. At this point, the gripper assembly is done, and we're going to assemble the other parts of the robot.